Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. 'Tis the peace dealer, the dealer of peace, here yet again to break down the weekly astrology horoscope. I hope you are not caught up by the pettiness and irrelevance of other people. It is important to take into account what media or medium you experience, but please do not let it distract you from what is actually important. We could call that your soul development and growth, but let's just call that right here and right now, this present moment. That being said, welcome to Leo season, where dreams are going to be made real and the smackdown is going to be laid down on a motherfucker or two. So I really have no complaints, especially about this week. And if you're still caught up about whether what you're doing is right or wrong, this week's going to wake you the fuck up. Anyway, other than that, I just wanted to address right off the bat that given this is our fire that we're not going to have for another 4 months, and I'm just tell you right off the bat, Sagittarius doesn't even really count for real, because if you have no Leo to support Sag, then it's not really a light you can really see. So all you're gonna see in Sag season, but just relish this Leo season, because this is really the last bit of light that we're going to have, especially as a collective, for the next 12 months. Other than that, you want to be very mindful of the duplicitous nature of people, in the sense of how they may say one thing but act in a totally different way. It should evoke a feeling in you where it's like, is this talking about me, or is this person like feeling different than how they're coming off? You actually want to allow circumstances like that to continue to build. Some of you may be tripping or worried about what to do about that, which stems into whether what you think you're doing is right or wrong. All of which is completely irrelevant. So outside of that, you don't want to really react to individual concerns of others and other opinions. We don't have any Virgo season energy, so a lot of what people think they know or think is real is still just all a working theory. And now this is based off of events that have occurred since cycles that have occurred concurrently, once again establishing that no one really knows what's going on except the people who and entities who are planning everything that's going on concerning that. But even then, what I'm saying, no one really knows what's going on concerning everything. And once we step into Virgo season, we're going to begin initially to actually unravel what's happening and how it's happening. So keep that in mind. Don't really be so pressed to have all the answers. And now, with that being said, let's get into the weekly, because Leo season is your opportunity to now take a really true stand, not so much against, but with the vibrations around you. There is a cause-effect relationship between the evocation and masculine expression of your being and the simultaneous receptivity of energy and frequencies that react around you. And this is where this Leo season is going to give you the onus to really grab your balls and ovaries and show people who's boss. I'm talking about the people who react to you negatively and positively. So you really just like say everything with your chest. It's not a false sense of machismo, but this is very important because this season alone is going to have you address all this hidden telepathic attack in, real situations where two people are next to each other, body language, deceptions where, people aren't being honest with you. You're going to be able to attack and address this at all levels is what I was really saying, whether it's telepathic and psychic or physical in your face or a combination of the two. Because now this Leo vibration is strengthening the first 4 of these zodiac signs in an effort to take your natural ability and ingrain this through the heart. So I'm really very excited about this week because this is what's going to take the building up of tensions within everyone and have it explode quite passionately, where people are going to reveal even more their true colors. And this is not done so that you can react harshly. It's so that you can be a gangster and handle your business when that time comes. Because that time is coming up all day this season, every day, every night. The first thing to take into account with this week is the tightening of the square. So the reason why I want to bring up once again the cause-effect relationship between your masculine expression, especially of your heart, and the reaction. Think about the inhibition that causes certain people to be afraid to do something as simple as speak their fucking mind. So many people, there's so many people in this world who would rather die than public speak. Well, why is that? It's because there's a lot of fear of other people's opinions, but it gets even deeper than that. The small decision to want to sing or say something that simultaneously gets met with doubt or gets met with some sort of fear isn't just within that person. There's certain cause-effect relationships between actions you take and what frequencies and vibrations receive that and instinctually also react and respond. Kind of like when you shine your light, all right, and the frequency goes out to the ethers, and now you may get in response negative energy. We're taking into context so many minute, complex facets of reality that until now you're coming into the greatest awareness of. And the purpose of this is to literally adjust your attitude so that you can handle this accordingly. And this is where Leo comes in with courage. A lot of people are controlled through low self-esteem. And there's a delusion and genjutsu that's been cast over the whole populace, where so many people are entitled to actually believe that their opinions hold any merit in your life, to the point where people don't like how you make them feel, they can cancel you. This is all delusion. After Neptune goes into Aries, this delusion is going to dispel, and people are going to be like, wow, I did that, we did that. And it's only those who stay true that are going to really remain victorious. It's not like we're going to win. We're winners now, and we're going to be winners after. So you really, really want to hold yourself accountable. This is the test of Saturn. Hold yourself accountable to walking in your integrity. No one can take that from you. So as you walk in integrity, really be mindful of the illusion, okay, instilled by Neptune and Pisces, to take your victories and make them out to be losses, to take your losses and make them out to be victories. There's so many things that you're standing for and doing that certain people will call you a loser for when you're being a winner. And so do you allow the perception of what other people believe to dictate your reality? Or do you stand on your own too and, be your own boss and not even, and it doesn't mean that you have to block yourself out from it as much as like just standing your ground and it's not also about allowing people to spew nonsense, but don't necessarily let your understanding of yourself be, dictated or even influenced by people who are so afraid of you they refuse to look at you for who you are. And this is where a lot is going to be handled this Leo season. This is a season of victory for people who actually have integrity and aren't just out here talking. Like, it's not about this being exposed. It's about how you're integrating this all in your heart. What virtues are you doing this with? So keep that in mind once again, because a whole lot of the cause-effect relationship with the light and just the unique, authentic essence of you're expressing is going to continue at a stronger level to react, all right, cause reactions from other people, from other energies. And I don't want you to think of this as other people. I want you to think of this as frequencies and vibrations that could be within other people, because you never know what's in someone's spirit. Even if they may do good things, you never know what's hiding in someone's vessel or soul. Cool. We know that this Leo season, there's going to be Capricorn and Neptune king-hunting this. So the finger of God is pointing at the Leo sun, where you're allowing the light of this heartfelt Leo energy to now be integrated with the actions, right, in Capricorn, and the perception in Pisces is aiding how strong you emit your creativity. And this is where you're going to be adjusting and correcting. Sometimes you can be adjusting and correcting. You might have to backhand a motherfucker. You adjust their face and then you correct their face too. And some of you might have to humble people this week too. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to make a joke. This is really serious. There is a deep delusion that has gone over people. Everyone is awakening. And so what is also awakening is the psychic warfare, the energetic psychic warfare that we actually also see evidence with Mercury, okay, following the sun's opposition. The spirit test that you have is now being followed by your mental processing of this. And Mercury is going to bring you up to speed to the psychic warfare that's happening, to the telepathic influence that's not just like thoughts being projected, but energy being projected that you're not just meant to be aware of, but clap back by your sincere feelings or by who you are. And this is indicative of other people awakening their abilities and astral projecting and or connecting with you and this is why this is important, because the Capricorn opposition to this Cancer energy is drawing your boundaries so that your sacred space is protected. So the Capricorn opposition to Mercury is, how do you define what respect towards you is? Do you fight for that? Do you address that and fight for that? Because this is where Mars to the square is, okay, once you perceived what it is, what you gonna do about it? Okay, so keep that in mind when we look at the end of this week, which is very, very important. We're going to see that the sun will start next week off dead square Uranus, which is so very important because this square is what's going to facilitate, leading into the full moon, the process of Iron Man core activating all this power you've been awakening into your heart. You want to think of the moon in Aquarius. Guys, this is literally happening. You want to think of the moon in Aquarius as the plug being plugged into the socket. We know Uranus and Aquarius is electricity. So the electricity is literally being channeled from the moon, right? Uranus is the grounding of electricity, conducting this like a power plant, and that's going to go into your heart. All right, this is happening collectively, so anyone can get these hands. It's so amazing. The thing here, though, is the purpose of this week is to prepare you for this. And so the first decan of Leo isn't really just feeling yourself as much as it is really standing with the royal nobility and regalness of respect for yourself. And so this is where, in the house of the critic, the Capricorn energy may seek to undermine you, so that by your response to it, you defend your regalness. The Pisces energy may seek to deceive others and you by using suggestive languaging to turn your victories into losses, turn your losses into victories. And it's the confidence in yourself, the regalness in your heart, that's not going to respond negatively, because that would presuppose that the shenaniganery and the fakeness and deception being done at you is something to worry about, when at best it's laughable. You need, this is why Leo season is going to be amazing. You're not fighting for victory here. Aries season already came through. We already went through the boss battle, Cancer season. You're claiming victory. You're taking your power back. A lot of people who really express negativity towards you, they're weak and they're hurt. It's never about them. It's all about the darkness that's manipulating and controlling it. They can still get these hands, so you're not getting compassion from me. Just truth. Only truth. They can, whether they're hurt or not, they can still get these hands. And they will. But you need to remember that we are at war, and it's not by flesh and blood or against flesh and blood we're fighting. So just keep this in mind. A lot of this is energetic. By the end of the week, we're going to have Mercury literally dead conjunct Pluto, planet of death. Really pestilence, but planet of death. So this is what's going to definitively transform your understanding of the psychic engagement, which Leo is going to now fix in your aura, so that you really know how to anchor this from your heart. Once we step into that second decan next week, it's go time. And when I say it's go time, we about to go through the gauntlet. You already know what the gauntlet is. So we're going to have the moon cap. We're going to have them go through Jupiter, evolution, transformation, and Pluto, and Saturn, all right, and manifestation. Then it's going to transcend in Neptune. Then it's going to go through Chiron. Then it's going to go through Mars. Then it's going to go through. So this is it. And this is the gauntlet of all gauntlets, all right? And I'm going to say that for every gauntlet. It's progressively going to get better, but it's going to progressively going to get more intense. But this one is really key, because once we hit Uranus, the purpose of this gauntlet relative to you awakening this power is meant to give you a series of catalysts to like screw, nut, and group, 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 group. So by the time we step into that new moon in Leo, you're glowing with energy. And we're going to step into Virgo, ready to literally practice this for real. So this is it, guys. This is it. You want to think of this week as the first level of adjustment necessary, because that moon in Capricorn is going to now take everything that you see. Actually, this week is going to be lit, because we're going to have that moon in Sagittarius, Grand Fire Trine. And so one thing I want to say before I break down the week, before I even say this, the highlights for this week are the Jupiter-Neptune sextile. We're going to have Venus square Neptune. We're going to have Mercury opposed, okay? But this is so very important. For a lot of you, this is your glow up. And I don't even think a lot of you know. There's no Aquarius energy and there's no Virgo energy. So collectively, there's not any real knowledge to draw from. Everyone's really just guessing. So keep that in mind. A lot of people act like they know what they're talking about. They're just guessing. There's no Virgo, so there's really no data that we have analyzed. Why? Because you usually compile. Think about how long it takes for a vaccine to come out. So you need to take at least 6 months to compile data relative to the new cycles we've come into. We're not there yet. And we're not meant to. We're supposed to experience. So don't, trust me, when I say like no one knows what's going on, no one knows what's going on. We will soon. Collectively, there's so much new science, there's so much new rhetoric, there's so much new knowledge that we're going to discern in just a short year. But right now, no one knows shit. Trust me. So it's all, and the reason why is because this is a developing situation. So you're not only glowing up, you've already glowed up. And this week is not only going to solidify that, okay? It's kind of like dealing, this is the counterattack. Like there's certain issues in your life that will never be issues anymore. And it's going to catch a lot of you off guard because you're so used to this narrative of, you know, haters or bad people or this happening, which is not in your head. Like you're so used to this. And it's about to shift hard. Like that square to Uranus is going to shift it hard. And this is where the theme of realness and fakeness comes in. because the end of the week is this integrity test. Some of you want to fit in so hard. And so Leo is all about respect. Capricorn is all about integrity and respect. And Pisces is all about perception. Okay, it's all about divine perception. Taurus is all about values. Some of you want to fit in so bad that people who have openly disrespected you, the moment they change their mind and decide to be cool with you because they see something they can gain from you, or because they see you're popping now, you forget about that. You forget about that. And I'm not saying that you can't forgive and forget, but I'm saying you completely forget about it. You act like people weren't completely disrespecting you. And now that they think you're cool, that it's all cool now. Oh, nice. I'm finally accepted by you guys. Yes. And some of you will totally I can totally understand being compassionate and understanding, but then you have to at least put in check, hey, don't forget this is how y'all treated me. Right. But some of you are so desperate for acceptance because all you might have known is this evil, detached sense of just fakeness, that the moment you get it from people who don't even deserve your respect. So that's the only thing, because once we go through that gauntlet, shit's going to go so fast. Okay, I'm not saying that you should be like, fuck you guys never respected me. No, that's not wisdom. You should be able to at some point accept things as they are. And, if you decide to move forward with certain people, just be wise. But, please don't enable people to think it's okay to play. This is a Leo vibration. And so you're going to find that, this is already happening for some of you. Some people are trying to weasel their way back and act like, they haven't been completely gossiping about you behind their backs, but now they see you're popping. So, they want to see what they can finesse or see. But I'm just saying, I'm an old soul, so I don't even play games like that. I have a Gemini sun, and I'll be childish as I want to be, but inside, I'm a real one. Like, I'm a very old soul. I don't play games like that, so I will not tolerate that. I'm not here keeping a list or a black book, but I know who's true, and I know what's up, and I will respect those who respect themselves and respect me, and I will overtly disrespect people who I can tell have no respect for myself. I call that trolling. I have a lot of fun with that. Is it petty? Gemini gang. What's up? But other than that, I hope you do not play yourself like that. Because when I say people will be shameless. All right. We're in the last days. People are lovers of themselves. So there's a shamelessness to the delusions people have been given up to. And this whole Neptune and Pisces is a mass genjutsu. It's not about how smart you are. It's about what kind of truth in your spirit can see through the illusions. Seriously, it's a very thick one that even the most smart people can be caught up in it because it's just that well weaved. It's not going to last that long, especially with Neptune retrograde. So this is the most important thing I can tell you guys. Like, really ask yourself, what does respect mean to you? What does dignity mean to you? What does acceptance mean to you? Is it worth it from people who need to see what it's in it for them, or is it worth it for people who will never respect you unless you have money or riches or association? There have been people on your path that have respected you for who you are. There have been people on your path that have seen you when other people refuse to do so. I hope that when you are given the opportunity, you honor them instead of trying to connect with people who just want to use you for your clout. And outside of that, let's break down this weekly, because every moon cycle this week is bananas. So we start the week off with the square to Capricorn, which is really just going to break you through unconsciously. It's going to break you through unconsciously this inhibition of rules and structure. So it should legitimately feel, and excuse my language, but it should legitimately feel collectively for everyone like, fuck the rules. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. The system is not really abiding. And this is going to happen to people who are defending the rules in the system as they should. This is socially happening at a collective level where, because, and it's not as simple as just saying, fuck the rules. It's it's every single, because like we can take someone who is, you know, for the police or against the police. Both of them will be feeling this way. So the person who's against the police will be like, fuck the rules, defund the police. The person who's for the police will be like, screw the rules that's protecting these rioters, fuck all this stuff. So they're feeling the same way, just that different stuff. And so this is where the fault and the lack of integrity in the system, people are going to start all over the world. And this is all building up for huge revolution come this full moon. So, and it's not like crazy revolution, but you'll see the seeds be sowed en route for the new moon. And this is important because this is the beginning of transforming your character completely, reflective of how much of a fuck you even give now, just revealing the true aspects of yourself. Because there's a, given everything that's happening, there's a huger veil that's really just stripped, where a whole bunch of false pretense is just completely getting smacked. So we have the moon in Scorpio, which is going to be one of the most important transits. The opposition to Uranus is going to actually do a lot unconsciously to stimulate literal supernatural abilities. And the trine of Neptune and Cancer is going to make you psychic as fuck. Say it with me. Psychic as fuck. Some of you will be more psychic than ever. You'll be revealing the wisdom of your heart. And this is meant to prepare for the moon in Sagittarius, Grand Fire Trine. Please fully expect people to get you twisted. Now, I want you to feel in the moon in Scorpio, and whenever anyone has you twisted, hit their ass with a death stare. Like, you don't have to say a single word. Just hit motherfuckers with a death stare. Like, you want to die today. And if you do it good enough, they'll leave you alone. Now we'll have the moon in Sag. Now this moon in Sag, Grand Fire Trine, is going to take all the deeper mechanism with this Scorpio wisdom, and it's going to show you. This is one of the most crucial days of the week, because this Grand Fire Trine is going to be the only fire we have for a long time. So collectively, people are going to see what the hell's been happening. It's going to be so dramatic. It's going to be so controversial. It's going to be also fun as hell, just because, you know, in a weird way, people, there's going to be relishing in the chaos. You know how people be like, we don't like drama, but they secretly like it, like that. But this is what's going to prepare your mind and vessel to perceive exactly what, how, and why to step into your power at the end of the week. This is going to fully express the talents of what you're awakening, so that once this moves into Capricorn, you take cardinal action on the action degree of 9. This isn't a coincidence. To now 6th house Leo, change the lifestyle and your whole world around what you can now do more with your abilities. And not just that, this is getting ready with the attitude shift to adjust how much more confident you should be in these newfound abilities, which happens every year, by the way, so that you can come into the full moon. So it's a lot happening. The South Nodal conjunction that's going to occur in Sagittarius is definitely going to unlock at a deep level greater perception on how to see the higher aspects of yourself and integrate it with what's real here, which you still won't know for another month. Okay, now that's not to say you don't know what you know, but I'm talking about concerning the developing situations around us. You might have dreams, you might have certain precognitive intuitions, so keep those with you, because they're about to make more sense than you could have ever imagined. We end off the week ready to step into the gauntlet that will continue to change your entire world. And with Venus that's going to be squaring Neptune, prepare for revelations to come out this week about people's true loyalties. And hey, some of you may find that certain people have been crushing on you. And so this is going to bring some indirect confessions that you could really, pursue or discover a bit more. So prepare for some surprise confessions. But outside of that, y'all stay blessed as always. Check out your zodiac sign to see how this is going to play out for you this week, because this week will help adjust what powers you're developing based on your spirit or progress sign. Y'all stay blessed as always. Listen, this spiritual war is real. This psychic war is real. Don't let these people play you. Don't let anyone bully you with vibrations. You can clap back. You can summon any type of energy you need to help you clap back. Just make sure you fight for your own sacred space. You stay blessed as always.